It all came down to a shot that you can't teach from a guy that is nothing but a natural.
Settle in as we rewind the week with the latest edition of Monday Backspin from PGA TOUR.com.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Amanda Balionis. The Masters is always a dramatic event with the top players in the world giving 100% on every shot of every hole. But when you add in a playoff and mix in maybe the most charismatic player on the PGA Tour, the meaning of this tournament resonates even more, producing one of the most emotional moments in Masters history. Bubba Watson is known on the course as a three-time PGA Tour champion, one of the longest hitters in the world, and a player that has never taken a lesson and never had a swing coach. Off the course, the Baghdad, Florida native is known as a larger-than-life character. Earlier this season, he purchased the original General Lee. He sings in the Golf Boys band, and of course, just weeks ago, he adopted his baby boy Caleb with wife Angie. And now the University of Georgia alum can add major championship winner to his young but certainly captivating career. Watson defeated South Africa's Louis Oosthuizen in the second hole of sudden death, and it all came down to Bubba's second shot on the 10th hole, where he was staring down a daunting 40-yard hook shot from the woods after an errant tee shot. But while many would see that shot as nearly impossible, Bubba made maybe one of the greatest shots in Masters history, placing the ball not only on the green, but inside 15 feet, which would eventually set him up for victory.
This is an honor, a special privilege to put the green jacket on. I watched it as a kid, watched it growing up, went to University of Georgia. We always talked about this tournament. We played here once a year at University of Georgia. But again, I've never dreamed about actually winning and then sitting talking to you guys. But yeah, it's a special time, special place. As a golfer, as a fan of the game of golf, as of everything, it's a special time for me and my family.
Before 2003, we had not seen a left-handed player win the Masters, but the tides have changed, and since Mike Weir became the first to do it 10 years ago, we've seen the first major of the year be claimed by lefties 5 times. Mickelson has done it 3 times, and now Bubba continues the trend. So while Watson's second shot on the second sudden death hole will be remembered for a very long time, Oosthuizen, who settled as the runner-up, can still walk away from this week knowing that he also made history. The 2010 Open Championship winner started off hot on Sunday when he holed out for an albatross on the second hole from 253 yards with the 4-iron, sending him into the solo lead, which he held for the majority of the final day at Augusta National Golf Club. That double eagle was the first ever made in Masters history on the second hole and only the 4th in the history of this event. Oosthuizen may not be wearing a green jacket, but he is joining the ranks as some of the best golf highlights in the history of the sport. And of course, the Masters just wouldn't feel the same without Phil Mickelson making a run at yet another win here. Lefty was searching for that 4th green jacket to tie Tiger Woods and Arnold Palmer, but after an incredible third round 6 under 66, the 2012 World Golf Hall of Fame inductee just couldn't put it together on Sunday, finishing in a tie for 3rd. And speaking of Tiger, it was a lackluster performance from the 4-time winner here. He finished in a tie for 40th at 5 over overall. Now for more on a week that everyone will be talking about for a while, let's start out to Brian Katrick of SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio.
When I look back on the 2012 Masters, I will look back on yet another wildly entertaining week. It was only a couple of years ago that we wondered where were the roars at Augusta National. Well, for the last few years, we have seen the roars, and we saw them again on Championship Sunday. It's just a complete event. I've been fortunate enough in my life to get to meet and spend some time with a couple of Augusta National members, and what they have in common with the rest of us is they're all golf fans, and they just want to have the best golf tournament they possibly can. And in this particular case, they're well equipped to do exactly that. Whether it's changes to the golf course, a new entrance for the patrons, a tree falls on a bathroom, they have it removed and have it rebuilt, it doesn't matter. They're not doing anything differently than you or I would do. And the end result, year in and year out, is a very entertaining golf tournament, my favorite tournament of the year.
Thanks, Brian. Next up, we're heading to Hilton Head, South Carolina for the RBC Heritage, and you can catch the preview for that on PGA Tour.com Wednesday.